Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan of the Chart Guys checking in on the markets. Thanks to everybody that tuned in for the live stream this morning on our YouTube channel. Ended up taking a riot short and was looking for a bearish entry after that for hourly consolidation. And the broader market bulls just kept full control with 15-minute periods of consolidation, just holding EMA 12. So at no point did bears prove anything to me. So I was really just doing a whole bunch of sitting on my hands for the second half of the day, as we had that notable move up. After hours here, reaction, a little bit of a pullback to earnings, nothing really notable, but overall we've got another daily higher low forming. Didn't even get to hourly oversold. We got close pre-market yesterday, but if we look at our futures chart on the S&P 500, that hourly RSI, it was front run. And when I say front run, I just mean the RSI got down to 31 or so, maybe a little bit, yeah, right around 31. And then V-shape, bulls buying the dip. So the pattern has been very brief consolidation and significant dip buying. And so obviously we got the FOMC tomorrow. We've got Meta earnings, Amazon, Google, Apple, Wednesday and Thursday. And we're watching, as far as what we're expecting tomorrow for the rate hike, we're expecting 25 basis points, and the market is in unison, agreeing that that's what's going to happen. So you're not going to see much volatility at 2 p.m. unless it's something other than 25 basis points, which is very unlikely. You're going to see the volatility at 2:30 p.m. when Powell speaks and when the market starts to react to his forward-looking statements, whether he's hawkish or dovish. But from there, we're knocking on the door of resistance again, and the low of today is now our benchmark level. Because if the low of today breaks, then we can say, okay, that's a convincing rejection from our weekly resistance. And if it holds, we're going to keep holding daily EMA 12, and we're going to look to break this resistance and confirm the 2-week inverse head and shoulders. One thing is for sure, the bulls are showing us today that they are not worried about Powell tomorrow because, again, they just bought all day today. And they capped it off with a very strong final 30 minutes of trading. And the NASDAQ did the same thing, trying to form the daily higher low, a little bit weaker overall, but not by much. And just trying to break this double top with another move to the upside. So some things to be watching tomorrow. If we do get a bearish reaction, how aggressively do bulls buy that dip is the question that we're going to be watching for the answer for. The dollar is a potential daily bear flag. We're still struggling with daily EMA 12. On the weekly perspective, we did get the bounce going, but if this weakness persists in the dollar and if the S&P 500 breaks bullish from this resistance, we're going to be looking for the dollar to hit weekly oversold conditions. And we can see historically, we usually don't stay weekly oversold very long if you go back decades. And it's definitely dipped down to 20, so it has been extreme in the past when we were in raging bull markets, but there are plenty of examples where we bounce just above or just below 30. So we're not close to that at this point, but if that shapes up, that'll be something to be watching for as well. But for now, the dollar bulls not proving much. And with that, the metals are holding on. We'll look at those in just a moment. NVDA, daily bull flag attempt. Again, no red flags. Hourly RSI pre-market was oversold. And I was looking for what I wanted to see was today, I would have loved to have seen NVDA, Tesla, Meta all hit hourly oversold conditions to be looking for that hourly oversold backburner bounce. And we just didn't get them. NVDA hit it pre-market. Meta, what's Meta react? Meta's reacting to something here after hours. Something just reported. AMD, now Snap. Snap reported, yeah. So bearish Snap is impacting Meta. And that's that little pullback that we're seeing on QQQ here. Again, not significant, bigger picture, but. So anyways, Meta, I was looking for hourly to try and form oversold conditions to look for a daily bounce. But here we are testing the low of the day on Meta. And again, Meta's reacting because it's looking at Snap and saying, okay, well, if Snap is having bad reactions or guiding down or whatever, then Meta is potentially looking to do the same. So we're still going to look for a Meta daily high or low. And earnings are tomorrow. And the other name, Tesla, is what I was looking for hourly oversold, but the bulls showed up first thing. Look at the first 5-minute candle. Higher low, nice recovery for a higher high with that much consolidation. And then bulls just kept control for the most part. We had a nice 15-minute tightening range with our high, low, lower, high, higher, low, bull break at the end of the day, not much follow through, but overall the daily chart is remaining very healthy. Pretty much one day of consolidation, a gap down open, and now bulls are trying to shape up that daily bull flag. And it's going to be dependent on the FOMC reaction to see whether or not it can confirm. SMH, we just looked at MBDA, but SMH, daily EMA 12 support, daily uptrend remaining intact. So again, no red flags as long as the daily uptrends remain intact for the bulls. XLV, another example where a bear break on the daily chart lasts one candle into a bounce, one candle into a bounce, one candle into a little bounce, and now one candle into a bounce. So resistance is 133.95 for the daily lower highs, which have been forming for a month. But again, bigger picture, the bulls are watching for a monthly higher low. And of course, if we were to see healthcare hit a new all-time high on a monthly bull flag, that would be extremely bullish for the broader market. But for now, it's still bear control. We're still seeing weakness while the focus is elsewhere. And this is definitely just rotation, in my opinion, where lead bull up at all-time highs, testing the all-time highs. And then we topped out. That was December 13th. What's QQQ done since December 13th? It was weak as well for a bit there. So everything was dropping together. And then from the 28th onward, so here's the 28th. So pretty much from here onward, it's been XLV doing that and QQQ doing that. So that is rotation for the bulls, in my opinion. Financial sector daily bull flag has already confirmed. And again, great sign for the bulls. So remember this analysis from the last couple of days. Okay, we broke bull without much follow through. We can make an excuse for the bulls. Why can we make an excuse for the bulls? Because it took 5% just to get to resistance. But we have to ensure that that daily consolidation is healthy, ideally holding EMA 12, and then see that continuation. So again, it's not all setups are created equal. Here, it's much different. There's a bull break with no follow through and then a bull break with no follow through. We're not making any excuses for the bulls here because they weren't tired. They didn't just go 5% to get to resistance. So it's almost like, all right, bulls, you put in a lot of work just to get to resistance. I'll allow you to take a breather, not hold it against you as long as it's brief. So now we're back at the high. Next level, 36. No gap there. 37.68. And so this is our lead bull major sector. The reason it's stronger than QQQ, at least for me, is because, again, it's at the highest level that we've seen in 8 months, whereas QQQ is not. We're only looking to get to the highest level that we've seen in 4 months. IWM following along with the financial sector, daily higher low, highest price we've seen in a while. Next resistance level is up at 193.55. Biotech sector, trying to set the daily higher low. We got a double top of resistance at $90 to be watching. We know bigger picture. We had this sideways bull break, so bulls trying to follow through with that. And again, it's just daily uptrend and EMA 12. Just keeping it really simple as our guide. So even after the red day yesterday, we could say, yes, consolidation. We didn't see all major sectors dropping to the low at the same time. It wasn't market fear. It was QQQ and some profit taking in tech names heading into their earnings. But there weren't any major red flags on that consolidation. And so that's what I'm watching for. Show me something bears, which they are not doing at this point. Solar sector is worth watching. We're going to see volatility in this sector soon. Look at this weekly. Just really nice and tight, trying for a quick little weekly higher low. And if we get back over 83.68 and 84.18, that will be a notable bull break. And again, the more confidence we see in the markets, the more contagious it is. It just seeps out, where people then look for the laggards and, oh man, I've got all this cash, but I want to put it to work. But Netflix has already run 100%, but maybe this sector has only run a little bit, so I'm going to put my money in this sector and look to join the bulls. And that's essentially the market environment that we've been in over the last month. And the question is that going to persist all year or not? But Tan, trying to act as a laggard, 89 breaking, would be confirming a daily uptrend. And then we would look to 82.53 as the next resistance level from there. But again, just keep an eye on it for some volatility to resume here. AI was a big lead bull today, and it was one of the names I highlighted on the live stream as far as names that I'm watching in the artificial intelligence sector. This is my watch list, which I'm continuing to narrow down. I'm watching BZFD for hourly oversold tomorrow. We're looking for a daily high or low here. We got real close to hourly oversold today. I'd love to see a gap down open. And this is the kind of move where we look for a higher low and then we look for a lower high due to the size of the pullback. So scouting a daily high or low on BZFD. But AI stole the show today as far as bull attention. Had a nice move up. I ended up playing this bull flag. Took profit on the stair step breaking bear. And then stopped out the second half after a couple attempts to form a 15-minute high or low. But overall, the volume, and it was up 30% today at one point. So volume and volatility is there. And again, I'm interested in the AI names that have a daily chart that looks like this, where we can scout hourly oversold backburners and we can scout daily higher lows. And so the other names that I have on my list somewhere, that's not it. RBOT, was that one of them? No, well, yeah, just because it's really tight, but not on the top of my list. Come on, list. Frog. So Frog's looking for a daily high or low, maybe a bull flag. It's a whole lot of volume today. I want to zoom in and see where was that volume. Definitely some bear volume to be keeping an eye on. Decent amount. Well, it was bull. Some bull, some bear. Either way, we're scouting a daily high or low on Frog. It's trying to pull off a bull flag. We're watching for first hourly oversold conditions, which aren't close yet. And then RBOT, so I mentioned that one. BZFD, AI, that's it. So interested in the names like AI due to the breakout. We're certainly going to be watching AI for first hourly oversold conditions next time we see them. Riot ended up covering my short that I talked about yesterday. First thing on the morning when we did not break the low of yesterday. And bulls are grinding EMA 12 support and keeping control overall. So again, it was, today I'm ready to go bearish, but bears just did not give me a reason to. And I gave up on Riot after that morning top fish. Wow, there was another one. Shouldn't have given up on Riot. But I shorted it right here for that lower high and then exited, I forget where it was, maybe 609, 610. And there was one more nice top fish there that ended up being a solid, 2%, 2.5% pullback, but nice little day trade there. Cannabis name's getting some attention. I don't know what's going on here. The end of the day, look at this volume spike, and it's not that notable on CGC, but look at the US names, MSOS. It was a pump and dump, but big move up. CRLBF is an individual name, just shot up out of nowhere, and I don't find any headlines associated with this. And we gave it all back on some of these names, but again, just seeing as that confidence creeps out, Cannabis, the more confident the market is that a bottom is in, the more it's contagious, and the more we're going to see, I missed Netflix going 100%, but maybe I'll look for the cannabis sector because they're still real near their lows and extremely weak. So MSOS 736 is the most important resistance for me. We rejected from $7 here, but again, it's coming off its all-time low. And you look at CGC, new high of the bounce, so just grinding up. At this point, we're up about 45%. And again, it's the kind of thing where, yes, the sector needs a catalyst, but in the absence of a catalyst, it's going to do what the broader market does. And so the broader market has put in a bottom over the last few months. And so over the last month, CGC has been benefiting. And psychedelic names as well, CMPS and MNMD. Still watching those. MNMD trying to set a higher low in a nice tightening range here. So overall, bulls are in control. Miners, daily support held of 31.21. And we bounced off 31.53. Bears would have to confirm a head and shoulders if it were going to be a notable reversal here. But for now, the daily uptrend remains intact. Gold, look at that daily EMA 12. What a save. V-shaped bounce. And silver, Still trying to keep up the weekly bull flag off EMA 12. Uranium names still grinding up, just a daily inside bar. So the bulls are out. And again, it's up to the fundamentals in the short term from here. And the daily uptrend. Keep it simple. Daily uptrend, bulls have complete control. Bears do not prove a thing. You can be bearish. Here's something. So you can be bearish the market. You can be bearish the fundamentals. That's perfectly fine. But wait for the bears to show you something. You don't have to nail the top. There is a resistance level to play off of, so at least you got that. But when you see this kind of move up, and just like this one here, wait for the bears to prove something, wait for a shift, and then there will still be plenty of opportunity if you think it's a longer term top. So you don't have to be looking bearish on a daily basis as the bulls do their thing. And if you're looking bullish, you want to see, in my opinion, if you're looking bullish longer term and you want a lot more buying to do, in my opinion, you want to see a bull break of this 2-week inverse head and shoulders. You want to see the dollar bounce on the monthly. You want to see a monthly pullback for a higher low on the S&P 500. And then you want to see the dollar confirm a monthly downtrend while the S&P 500 confirms a monthly uptrend. And again, at this point, it would be extremely bearish for me if we confirm a 4-month downtrend. So the bulls are hoping this is the 4-month higher low, and we can head back towards that all-time high. A lot of proving to do. Again, established game plans for both. Both are absolutely on the table for me. I have no idea if we're going to see an all-time high first or the fear lows first. I do know that, in my opinion, you need a new catalyst for fear. We've had enough of a wave and enough of time to digest the catalysts of inflation, rates, Ukraine. We have to see some kind of new catalyst to drop down and break the fear lows from here, in my opinion, because what you have now is a ton of cash on the sidelines and a ton of people wishing that they had been buying over the last 3 months. And so if we do see any weakness, in my opinion, there's going to be a whole bunch of people viewing it as a buying opportunity. Oh man, how did I not buy when things were so bleak and things were so weak? And the monthly consolidation, whenever we see it from here, is going to be a potential second opportunity for that. We'll see. It's certainly going to be an interesting year. We've got the all-time high 16% away in the S&P 500. We've got the fear lows 15% away. We're almost right smack dab in the middle of that range. I appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of your day and do some good things. Adventure time. We are headed to Vegas. This is Lake Mead, which is about a half hour outside of Vegas, I believe, which you certainly wouldn't expect just by looking at it. But a great spot to camp. I camped here and had a coyote experience where certainly I've heard coyotes off in the distance in the past, but man, when that sun went down and I'm out there by myself, and I swear there were 100 surrounding me, all doing their yipping and wailing that sounds like screaming, dying children. It was quite the experience. Certainly have never experienced anything like that before or since, but knowing that it was coyotes made me a little bit more comfortable. I certainly wasn't fearing them coming at me, but man, they are eerie. 2 days in a row, we got some eerie themes out there. So Lake Mead was pretty cool. Nice moon. And it's just a spot to hang out and cool off during the hot, arid day. But I was in Vegas, and I don't have any pictures of Vegas because I don't like Vegas at all. So I was visiting my friends. My buddy's there playing poker. I've been playing poker since high school. He and I played in college, and he was playing online full time. And he pretty much went poker, and I went technical analysis and stocks. And I tried to teach him when I was there, but he was more interested in poker. So we played together. And for those that are familiar with poker, my style, I do play some buy-in, but generally I would satellite in, $50 satellite to get into a $500 tournament and then hope to place in those tournaments. And the best part is, we're used to trading online or playing online, and you have to wait weeks or months to get your payouts, if you can even get them, if it's even, legal. And I have in the past, or someone I know in the past has paid, 20% of my withdrawal from winning a tournament to someone in China to get the payout, transfer funds over to the U.S., and those are what we had to do to get our money. But here in Vegas, they legalized it in Nevada, so you could literally cash out and go same day to a casino and they would give you cash, which was unheard of. So we were playing for a while and having a good time and doing all right. And I hung out there for, like I said, a month. It was just a reset break, have a nice shower, have some good food, and have a bed to sleep in, and just explore around, because I could not. I mean, Las Vegas is pretty much, if you take everything wrong with humanity and you just put it in one, that's Las Vegas. It's a dirty, sad place. And you see all the glamour on TV and in the movies at the fancy places on the strip. But man, if you go to some of these smaller casinos and the poor souls that are stuck to those machines, it's very depressing. And if I didn't have spots like this to go to, I would not have lasted very long at all. I literally didn't go to the strip at night in Vegas once. I was there for a month and I didn't go to the strip, and I have no regrets about that. That's just me personally. I'm not big for flashing lights and crazy stimulation and substance abuse and all that, but it was fun, kinda. This is Spring Mountain National Rec Area, another spot that's just right outside of Vegas. And I couldn't find a spot to camp that was flat, so I ended up sleeping on a hill. And of course, it was the first night I slept without my tent because I couldn't pitch it on a hill. And I slept without a tent all the time on my other road trip with my buddies. But the first time I sleep without a tent, this was months into the road trip, and of course it snows on me, but waking up, it was nice and magical. I pretty much just put myself against the base of a tree so I wouldn't roll down the hill. But it still slept fine. Some awesome sunrises and sunsets out there. And I love it's almost like shopping for a house every night, where you're walking around and saying, all right, I can camp anywhere in this area. Where's the best view? Where's the sun going to rise? Where's the sun going to set? Where's the best spot to camp? And setting up a home base. So from here now, my buddy and I, who I was staying with, we are going to road trip back. This is as far west as I went, and then heading back east and going through Zion. I think we go to Zion National Park next, and then loop around, head through the south, through Texas, back to the East Coast. Wrapping up the road trip, didn't have a whole lot. Pretty much moved really fast on the way home versus the way out there. And that's that. We'll see where we end up with probably a couple more days on this road trip, maybe a couple more road trips after that. Short little picture series, and then I'm going to have to start doing some videos again, and hopefully some spring planting. Got some garden planting parties going on tonight, so we're getting pumped for the spring, and I hope you are fantastic.